It's not looking to. We pray for the well-being of everything, but the word is the number one thing. Like I said, we don't think it's ancient, or just to know how ancient it is, and that we have it right here in front of us. It's and just through the words, just read what it's saying, and then it sends you back to Joel the prophet, and it's exactly what they were saying. Yeah, I didn't look up how long ago Joel was, but we can see how. Again, the order, I don't know, is this really an order of their timeline? Is that how the Bible is set up? Probably. It's in the last, so it's close to Malachi. It's a minor prophet, but he says a lot of stuff. Yeah, Joel, it might be around the time of after Isaiah, and I don't know, when they came out of Babylon. They might be falling again after they came back from Babylon, because they fell again before the Messiah comes. You know what I mean? They fell again to the Greeks, and then Amos, Obadiah. I guess this is before, like, these guys are now talking about future things. But alcohol has been a great thing that's impact, and that's how he kind of categorizes us. That's kind of how he sends us out. Um, but it's certainly a word of division. That's why, I mean, when we read Acts, the readings that we have today, they're separating from everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's time, like right now, it's dark enough. These times are just dark enough. They're getting more because of AI. Just how powerful that is. It's like the internet, the impersonation of the Father with that much power of knowledge and mixed with man. You know what I mean? It's like machine mixed with man, and the man's heart is hardened, and it's hard, and they have the Roman Empire inside of them, and especially Nazism. Like I said, the more you go into looking into that, and all that is politics. That's exactly what's going on with politics. They're using the same tactics, and that's why I always encourage, don't follow that. We must follow the word, and this word tells us all these things. And in Joel, in Acts, it's saying that it's with a Ruach HaKodesh, there's going to be widespread of knowledge everywhere. And again, it's like the internet. It's going to be this wide of wonders and this and this and that. And that's what we're seeing in the internet. And it's even more than that now because of like extraterrestrials, what they've done to people. And it's a very spiritual world, and that's why we must be protected. We must know the word for our protection. All these things that are happening within our life, and we have the internet, and again, it helps us out. But it's a spirit again, like alcoholness is like a spirit. So I know that even your family is not going to be the most trustworthy of it all. This whole thing is broken, and it's been broken a long time. Again, we don't consider this ancient because we have it right here in fine print and nice, beautiful, typed out writing. And do not be deceived, this is ancient. And that's why we're going to watch this video, and that's why I'm telling you the importance of his name, because there is so much, especially right now. It's even more important than me protesting about flat earth and well, not only flat Earth, but the deception of the false gods, of the Greek gods and them, because those are the fallen angels. Those are the stories of what we have, the fallen angels. But we're going to watch right now about how bad they go into worshiping other things, and it's Nimrod. That's the only way we know how to do it. That's the only thing we got. Then you have the story of Gilgamesh too, but it's on Nimrod because right there the language was all one language, and it was Hebrew. It has to be Hebrew, and then it just broke off because that's the story of the Hebrews. It's in the scriptures, you know what I mean? But they broke off into probably 72 languages, I think. That's a lot of languages. And then you get what we have with Acts today, and it's like they're speaking a lot of languages. Not speaking just anything. They're speaking from to a lot of people and from a lot of different nations here. So we have to know the story, the Father. Knowing the Father is like knowing the playbook of the football game, the NFL, of the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl, Armageddon Super Bowl. Um, and it's on now. It's cranking up. We are the last generation that knew before the internet. We're the last ones. You know what I mean? And what role do y'all play? That's why I wanted to talk to you and the sister, Virginia, because it shows right here. I wish I had a ministry. We're just building it. All this gives me experience. You are still human beings, but it also shows, as we see in the video, what they're doing with a female. And I think it's the female that he uses a lot today. And I think a lot of the what we see in the internet with these enticers, as in their bodies and how they are, it's weird to me. I was like, how are y'all so revealing like this? I can't believe it. You know what I mean? Do you really want to go that viral or really gross? But then when you meet a woman like that or something, they're absolutely the opposite. You know what I mean? They like to live in another world. And then that's what I'm saying about alien abduction, the DNA cloning since the times of Noah, like the times of Noah. And not just women. I'm only talking about that because I see it from the male view of it. It's very powerful. And once you take the male out, there's no it's kind of tough, we gotta tap out.
Well, it's just like my opinion is, of course, I'm so much older, but
Sure, that's a great thing.
some
because
of the and I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna say maybe I'm just gonna say this a lot. I know a lot can mean a lot, but to me,
many.
I'm gonna say many.
Okay.
Women, girls, whatever you want to call them, I'm embarrassed.
Transvestites even.
It
So it gets guys too. They're becoming women. It's
Well,
like,
it
oh,
is.
last night I couldn't go feed the kids because of homosexual guys just looking at me hard at the park, and it's just like, oh, I can feel the spirit. I was like, you see, I'm not fooled by all this. If the Father calls it an abomination, it's an abomination for a reason. And I was like, oh, you feel it? I'm like, this isn't normal. You know what I mean? But it's like anything else. It's like there's so much addiction. It's like any other sin that we have to fight off.
It seems like it's coming out. It's okay.
It's acceptable and
it's,
okay.
It's to the point where it's okay. Well, I don't agree. I don't agree with that because
That's why we have the scriptures.
I knew growing up, it wasn't you did not talk about it. It was not talked about at all.
And then that's not even to say that long ago. You know what I mean? I mean, it's within 100 years.
No, it's less than that.
Yeah, it's way less than that. It's about like 50 years or 60 years.
40 years.
40 years. That's nothing. That's how fast we're going downhill. Or that's how fast we're heading towards the waterfall. Like I said, my generation, and we're already all in it ourselves.
Well, like I told you, I had two neighbors that were lesbians. They lived together. They didn't bother me.
Sure.
They did not bother me. They were.
But that's beside the fact.
I knew that they were married or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I know, and it just like to me, it gives me. I hate to say this, but it gives me creepy.
It really does. Well, last night the way they were staring at me is just like, and that was a guy, But it goes both ways. But I think there's DNA of humans among us. They look like us. In the scriptures, angels look like us. So there's good and bad. Sure, absolutely. The Father knows, but we must know the Word. That is our only protection that we have.
I know there's several here in Uvalde because I've come across them, and I can tell that there's, and I know where they are.
And this is ancient. I mean, we're going back. Joel is way before the Messiah gets here still. You know what I mean? And then we get to the Messiah, and the Messiah is saying the same thing as the old. So we have to stay hunkered down to this, anchored to this.
Yeah, I always say, okay, is this really a genetic thing, or is it a
it's an obedience thing. Oh, what genetics? What, Israel or lost tribes or something?
No. If you're going to be a homosexual or lesbian, Is this a choice or is it a genetic?
It's like any it's like alcoholism, it's like crack, it's like drugs, it's like being addicted to women. Same thing. Same thing. Tell me which one is yeah, that one is odd though. Of course that one's terrible. It's an abomination of the Father. They even would go with animals. Not only with animals, just what we're about to see right now as well. Even with just fertility, even just with man and woman, but still the filthiness of it all. It was always a part of ritualistic worship.
It gives me the creeps. It just gives me.
It just tells you how deep people go to their darkness, how dark this is, and they'll do it. Even right now, the nation, the governors right now they were worshipers. Nazism was completely made out of devil worshiping. I can't believe it, but it's what it is. And I'm like, dang, how did this little nation, smaller than Texas, about the size of New Mexico, really got into the world like this? Because Father wrote it that way. Japheth was going to be the other loose brother. Not Ham. Ham's cursed. Ham's cursed. And that's the Africa area. And they have their thing. You know what I mean? But Japheth, and even with Hitler and them, they wanted to get rid of the Hebrews, whether they were or whether they not, however they were made, whatever the plot they was, because trust me, they were doing real genius things back there. But all of it was founded on Satan worship. All of it was Baal worship, real like just dark magic. And they saw what they saw. I think they saw the fallen angel. They talked to somebody, and they really did. And that's how they believe in the Aryan Odin, what Santa Claus is today. And you don't even know. We don't even know. But
the Easter Bunny.
But that's what I'm saying. As a man, knowing is just as hard. But it got around, and it's already been around. So let's watch that video, and so we can realize what his name, what it is to know his name, and to be what we're doing, to do what we're doing, to what I'm teaching y'all of like the name. I'm just giving y'all that, and it doesn't matter male or female. That's what's good. But for me to build a like, you know what I mean, to build something and to be.
The thing is, you know, when you really get back down to the basics. Now I'm going to get to the basics, just the plain basics that I want to say.
Cain and Abel, basic.
No, I'm not even going to. I'm going to go. I'm going to go. Yahuwah, why did you do this? Why is this a test?
Most certainly it's a test.
Testing us? Why
like I said, it's
obedience.
It's just an obedience thing.
Yeah.
It's not
Why are you doing this? And why are you having all these ugly things?
It's a faith thing.
I just want to say, why? Why did you do this? Why couldn't you,
You see, there's where we go to the book of Adam and Eve. Yeah. Remember, you want to go to the basics, you got to go back to Adam and Eve. That was they just don't go into enough details. They just don't. They fell in love with a woman, and they knew that the woman can take down the man. They go hand in hand. It's the yin and the yang. You knock down the weaker part of it, which is the weak in what department? The weak in physical, probably, but not the weak in spiritual and in like beauty and that power. Okay. There's two different powers. The man cannot exist without it. You know what I mean? It's dividing.
As a man, I'm going to ask
divide and conquer.
Do women fascinate you?
Me?
Yeah.
Like is it like the question as in man or
as
me
man.
personally?
Okay, I'm taking you as a male person.
I don't know. That's why the question is that would have to be somebody else, but I know I'm not like dressed like everybody else.
Okay, but
you know what I mean? Like
you're
I don't have my shirt off. And I don't have these videos like everybody has videos of like their shirts off, going to the gym to be like, you know what I mean, for the vanity of it. I'm not doing that. I'm far from the opposite end.
You're not like
yeah.
You're not like what I would
So I don't fit the category that I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're not the normal male. I mean, you just aren't. To me, you're not because you're in a different
time zone.
Different category. I'm just going to put you in a completely different category.
Yeah.
But let me say, when you were younger. Okay, let's go back to when you were younger.
Yeah.
Okay. Did women fascinate you?
Yes.
How did they fascinate you? Think about it. Think about it. Was it because the way they looked at you, the way they
Both.
dressed,
It's a combination.
the way they talked to you? But how did the dress affect you? This is what I've always been fascinated because the women dress. I mean, let's just say there's all kinds of women out
Well,
there
the
that.
women were designed that way by the Father.
No,
That's the
I
only
leave that
way we
out of
can.
it. Leave that out of it. I'll
Oh, go
go
ahead. Go
there.
ahead. I'm saying what I'm saying because it's such a natural built. We're designed that way. You know what I mean? We're designed that way. There's no way
But
around it.
male and female are attracted to each other because that's what they're supposed to be, Jamie.
Yes.
Because that's what you're supposed
So
to
you
be.
see, I don't see it separately. You can't because it's both designed that way. Uh, the only thing with that is that you do it the right way. That's the only thing, the obedient way, right? The way the Bible tells
Yeah.
us. But because you can't go around it,
Let
there's
me
no
call her
way.
right back because she's
Mhm.
supposed to make.
Some people just say it, are more comfortable saying it than others. But everybody has to feel this. It's always a serious thing. Uh, Nowadays, I set myself up more for rejection because I'm choosing to be this way. As hard as it is, I'm choosing. And not only that, that's why letting go of everything and knowing that I don't have anything to support another is another way of saying it, but I do it for the mission. I do it for the sake of the scriptures, the gospel. I completely sacrificed all that. And it's definitely a choice, but
Oh, of
the
course, it's a choice.
Satan always knew. If you again, you have to go back to Adam and Eve. You have to read a lot more than just the Bible. You got to go, to the book of Adam and Eve. I approve of it. And now, how do I approve of it? Just read it yourself and see if you approve of it. And you'll start feeling, and you pray with the Ruach Hakodesh. And because I did. I mean, he's know how far I've been looking for him. He knows how long, how wide I've been looking for him, and so he brings me to these books and these stories, and they've been there. We just have to be the messengers for it, and that's why Acts, where we're at right now, is about that. After post Messiah, now what do? We have to go out and be messengers. We have to go out there, but we're in a very brutal world with this technology as well. It's becoming where it becomes a female or it becomes the male. Because I've seen some videos where males are like, and I've read the comments where like females do, but they're not as bad as males. We males are the dominant force. We're this, yeah. We're like, even the fallen angels fell. Imagine us. It's easy as that. But I'm thinking they are now creating the most tempting thing is the woman. And I think Satan knew that from the beginning. He went at the woman. He didn't go at Adam. He went at the woman, and the woman, I don't know. That's just the way the story
Well,
goes.
he made the woman that way to be attraction to the male because let's face it,
Yeah,
there would be no there would be no
right, right.
procreation if you
But
didn't
you
have.
see, it's one unit, right?
Yeah,
It's one unit. It's
It's one.
one unit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he, I was seeing this thing about when he created man, right? We go through the menorah, and the sixth day he created man and woman and mammals. But again, the Bible doesn't tell you specifically how it would happen. Like, where did Adam come from? Was Adam the first one? And or was he chosen from there? Well, whatever it was, I don't know if he was the first man created or not. It doesn't state it that way,
Sounds like it.
but it looks like he might have been someone special for sure because he got picked, or he was one chosen from all of the man he created. And how does he
Then why
create
did they
man?
name him Adam? Where did they name Adam?
Adam means man in Hebrew. Adam, man, red, red, colored, colored. Well, human.
Yeah, but we're not red.
Adam. No, I take it back. The color of pigmentation of mud. You know what I mean? Um,
But mud isn't red; it's brown.
Hue, yeah, brown. Hue with color. It has color. Hue man. Hue. Colors of hue. Um, Adam is man though. I don't think just by the word human is what I'm referring to, but that's an English word. So I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to learn Hebrew because then you could understand a little bit more what these words
I don't
mean.
think Adam was in. I don't think Eden was in the earth, or I don't think the earth was as it was before Eden was there. Eden, I don't know. You know what I mean? But that's the beauty of like keep your eye on that price because later on we will know. We're gonna know everything, and we're gonna see that it will be worth it because we're gonna be there eternity.
You know what?
If we
Maybe
have that faith, and we have,
maybe he was okay. You've got the tree of life, so
if we
therefore,
do it like the Acts of the Apostles, to finish my speech there. Go ahead.
so if you got the tree of life, maybe he came from the tree of life.
What's that?
Adam.
Well, we can only go by what the scripture says, though.
I know, but you got the tree of life, and the tree of life gives life. And look at the many branches.
I'll tell you about it is that they couldn't get close to it after they fell. They could have eaten from it
That's what I mean.
while they were alive, sure, just not the tree of knowledge of good and evil. The knowledge of good and evil, which is only he has
Yeah,
that.
but they had to. It opened their eyes to just. I mean, you know,
Well, it was a disobedience.
that was just yeah.
And it was a really bad. That's why I encourage the book of Adam and Eve. But anyway, again, fast forward to Acts of the Apostles. Now they tell us of the same spirit. He did raise up people in Ezekiel with all the bones, the valley of dry bones. So he is a creator of humans, of many humans, as many as he wants.
Well, and also
So
I was
he's
reading, it says Matthias is chosen to replace Judas, who
mhm.
Judas is the one that and it even talks about Judas, which I thought was really interesting because they talk about him, because he did deceive Yamashia, and and then they talk about where he, well, how he died. I guess that sounds awful gruesome to me. How he died.
But he was also predicted in the Psalms, all that.
Yeah.
So it had
But
to
it tells
happen.
where
It was he had to fulfill the scriptures, the prophets.
Yeah, where he is, and it says the field of Lebanon. It's spelled
Akeldama.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Akeldama. Yeah, I thought
And that's what was prophesied with the Psalms. King David prophesies that. So he's just fulfilling the scriptures. And now he's teaching us how we have to assemble. That was with us. And like I said, we'll see there that there is women there, but they pass on the dice and they pick Matthias. So, the men have to come together as well. And it's a whole different thing with men and women, but we're all
Well, you gotta
important.
have both. You have to have
We're
both men
important to
and you
build
have to
both
have both sexes.
because there's both. Yes, they're one. Like I said,
Yeah.
that's what ties the whole thing. We're not separate from it, but at the same time, Satan knows this, and he still rules this earth. And they have almost like AI can form this human out of nothing, or can transform a human into a female, right? In the power of technology. And I was like, these are already like God powers already. You know what I mean? This is an illusion, all of it. It's like being drunk in this. I couldn't tell. I felt really depressed because, been feeling really depressed because I was like, I don't know what's worse. I mean, it was more fun knowing being drunk and being like that.
It was.
Yeah, and knowing that's a lie, knowing it's a big lie, compared to like waking up and realizing that we're in a huge lie and it continues to be a lie. I was like, it's the same thing. It's the wickedness of both ends, and there's where I really fell into depression because I was just like, it's even probably even just more fun to be drunk than knowing what
I
I
can't
know.
understand why being fun to be drunk. To me, that doesn't make sense.
They're both lies though. Which one is better? I had more fun with the drunkenness because imagine being here living as a slave and knowing that we're like this. I mean, I'm not gonna fall into that, but that is the feeling that I got. The feeling of depression, of like these are two big lies. But again, We're all looking to get out of here. It's only a waiting game. We must endure, but we must know the scriptures. And hallelujah to the Acts, because especially the readings we got 1 through 4.
Well, I look at it this way: what you see is not necessarily what it is.
What I see
It's not necessarily what it is.
in what aspect now?
In every aspect.
Well, yeah, that's the deception that I'm
That's what
talking
I mean.
about.
Life
It's
is a
terrible.
deception.
It's like,
Life
oh
is a
my
deception.
gosh.
Life is a deception.
And that's what I'm
So-
saying. Drunkenness is a deception too. So it's like, what's the difference between being drunk and being like this? I was like, well, I had more fun being drunk than knowing what I'm knowing and being sober, and everybody's still following that and just living like that. And it's just like, that's disaster.
That's their choice.
That's yeah, but it's a waiting game again. And the Acts of the Apostles, the power they had, they were not your normal people. I think it's just the era of faith. Faith is very special. They couldn't say that they had faith because the Messiah was right next to them. So they were setting up this, what we are now today. They were hoping for us. They were praying that this would happen without, because they knew that superpowers were going to leave like this. But it's still at play. We still see these superpowers at play. You know, we are amazing, but we have to, if we do have these superpowers, we have to direct them to the Word. The Word is our book, at least the King James Version, but we know more. We have to know more. You have to know the history. We got to know more. We use the King James Version just to even out the playing field, to be able to talk to somebody, to know what they're thinking.
Well, okay, I'm going to
You know what I mean?
interject too. Okay, when it was written, okay, it was King James that ordered the book to be written. But the apostles or the people, the scribes who transcribed it, did they really understand the script that they were
Oh
trying
yeah,
to
there were
translate?
philosophers. There were philosophers. Greek was big philosophy. They really, if that's what they ate and they ate it, they ate wanting the knowledge and philosophy. That's the Greek culture, and they really, really, really had to read what was in this Torah, what was going to happen with this Messiah. That's why we have it really nice and neat, because of that, because of the Greeks and the Romans. Like, we have to change this book to say whatever we want to say with our gods, and that's why it says lords, and that's kind of the main topic of what Lord is and how they wrote God and Lord in the book. And that's what I wanted to show y'all, that video. So let's watch that video right now and we'll get ready for the Shabbat. To open it, hallelujah. But no, yes, blessed. It's all blessed. Um, it's good a fellowship again, being by myself out there, and it's harder. It's harder. It's very hard. It's really hard to carry this weight. I'm only a human, um, but I know what it is, and I just know a lot. You know what I mean? And I don't think people have the time to study like I do, because I'm under the Father, so I have time to study. I'm not lost. I wish I had more time. I even stay up late doing all these things, and pondering these things, and I can't get enough of it. At the same time, art. So you see, I have these two great big old full buffets of like knowledge, art, and the faith. And that's like learning history as well. You have to learn history. You have to know Nazi. You have to know Inquisition. You gotta know natives. You gotta know all these things to know.
That's why I like history.
To know what in the world is really going on. But people, because of the work system and the way they have to sustain their family.
Not necessarily true, because what we're taught is not necessarily the truth.
Yeah, but you still have to have time to investigate, and energy.
Well, of course.
Time and energy, and that's what people don't have. It's like work, 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 work. And I chose to leave that world so I can have the Spirit of the Father be more with me, and I'd be able to study, you know what I mean? And I'd be able to capture more knowledge. And, I feel bad. I don't have the money, but if I were like this back then, with the times of Paul and Peter and them, Man, they were throwing everything at their feet. But then again, I have great power. But we're in a different time now of like faith. And they knew it too. I knew they were praying for us. So the same way that they were praying for us now, I pray for the future as well. And we're up against AI now. And
Yeah,
that is like shapeshifters right in front of your
That's what
face.
scares me is the AI.
Yeah,
They
and
can
it has
just-
a mind of
they
its own, you
They
know.
can do anything with that.
It can
and
do whatever it
that's
wants. It
scary.
knows us too much already.
Huh?
It knows us too much.
Oh,
It
yeah.
knows the mind of the man very well. And yeah, I never thought it'd come to, yeah, it knows pets. It knows how to do everything.
Reading or listening to something.
Yeah,
This
hallelujah.
woman
Dark
got
moon
her
Shabbat Shalom.
identity taken or an AI, and then AI got all did all this stuff. I mean, she
It thinks on its own.
yeah.